Take a slow, deep breath and let your body settle. Tonight, we drift across time, along the quiet banks of the Nile, into one of the oldest civilizations the world has ever known. No myths, no battles, no fast storytelling. Just calm, gentle history, told slowly and peacefully, as you relax deeper with every word. Imagine warm desert air, the soft rustle of palm leaves, and the steady flow of the Nile beside you. Welcome to ancient Egypt. Long before pyramids rose above the desert, before pharaohs ruled a vast kingdom, Egypt was simply a long ribbon of life drawn across an endless landscape of sand. Everything began with the Nile River. Each year, the river flooded gently, bringing rich black soil to the land around it. This soil made Egypt one of the most fertile places on earth, a place where wheat, barley, figs, and flax could grow easily. The rhythms of the river shaped Egyptian life. When the waters rose, people prepared their fields. When the waters retreated, they planted crops. When harvest season arrived, families worked together under the warm sun. The Nile was more than a river. It was a calendar, a source of food, a highway for travel, and the reason Egyptian civilization could grow peacefully for thousands of years. Farmers moved along its banks. Fishermen cast nets in its gentle currents. Boats drifted from village to village, carrying grain, pottery, and stories. In this simple rhythm of life, Egypt was born. As time passed, small communities along the Nile began to grow into towns. Around 3100 BCE, Egypt's early rulers brought these communities together. Two major lands emerged: Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north. After many generations, a leader named Narmer united both lands under one rule. He wore a crown combining the white crown of Upper Egypt and the red crown of Lower Egypt. This symbol of unity became the mark of every pharaoh who followed. This unification created the first dynasty, and from this moment on, Egypt became a single, organized kingdom with laws, taxes, and monumental building projects. Simple villages became structured towns. Trade routes expanded. Communities built granaries, temples, workshops, and stone tombs for their leaders. Life became predictable, peaceful, and stable. This stability allowed Egypt to grow into one of the greatest civilizations in human history. Over centuries, Egypt entered what we now call the Old Kingdom. During this era, pharaohs were viewed as living links between the heavens and the earth. Their role was spiritual as well as political, and this belief inspired the creation of structures unlike anything the world had ever seen before: the pyramids. Early tombs were flat-roofed structures called mastabas. Over time, they became larger and more complex. The step pyramid at Saqqara, designed by the brilliant architect Imhotep, marked a turning point. From there, pyramid design evolved into smooth-sided structures rising steeply above the desert. Then came the Giza Plateau. Here, under the warm Egyptian sun, workers moved carefully along ramps, placing massive limestone blocks that would form the Great Pyramid of Khufu. It stood as the tallest human-made structure in the world for nearly 4,000 years. Perfectly aligned with the stars, shaped with mathematical precision, it was built with patience, devotion, and a belief in the eternal nature of life. Nearby rose the pyramids of Khafre and Menkaure, and beside them rested the Great Sphinx, a silent guardian carved from a single piece of stone. These structures were not built in haste. They were built in harmony with the seasons, the sun, and the slow pace of desert life. To the people of Egypt, death was not an ending but a journey, and the pyramids were gateways guiding the soul into the afterlife. While great monuments rose, ordinary Egyptians lived calm, steady lives along the river. Homes were made of mud brick, cool during the day, warm at night. Families cooked bread in clay ovens. Children played near the riverbanks with wooden toys. Artists painted pottery and carved small statues. Scribes wrote carefully on sheets of papyrus, creating the elegant system of writing we now know as hieroglyphics. Workers built boats from acacia wood and sailed along the Nile with quiet ease. Priests tended to temple gardens filled with lotus flowers, date palms, and pools of clear water. Evenings were quiet. Families gathered in the cool desert air as oil lamps cast warm light on their homes. Life along the Nile moved gently, in harmony with nature and the steady passage of time. Later, Egypt entered a new phase known as the Middle Kingdom. This was a period of cultural flourishing. Art became more expressive, literature grew more poetic, and architecture more refined. Writers composed gentle stories and wisdom texts, offering guidance on living a balanced, thoughtful life. Statues became more realistic, showing calm faces and serene expressions. Jewelry grew more intricate, crafted with delicate workmanship. Life during the Middle Kingdom was stable, prosperous, and calm. Trade expanded, education flourished, and communities thrived. After centuries, Egypt entered the New Kingdom, a time that produced many of its most famous rulers. One was Hatshepsut, a woman who ruled as pharaoh. Her reign was peaceful, filled with building projects and trade expeditions that brought gold, incense, animals, and plants into Egypt. Her temple, built against towering cliffs, still glows in the morning light. Amenhotep III brought a period of wealth and beauty. Artists created elegant sculptures, jewelry, and architectural designs. Akhenaten introduced a new form of worship centered on the sun's gentle rays, promoting harmony and appreciation for the natural world. Tutankhamun, though young, left behind a tomb whose treasures revealed the artistry of the New Kingdom. Ramses II built temples that rose like mountains from the desert. His statues at Abu Simbel were carved so precisely that twice a year, the rising sun shines directly into their sanctuary. These accomplishments came from centuries of craftsmanship, engineering, and devotion. Throughout all these ages, Egyptian temples stood as places of learning and calm reflection. Within their walls, priests studied astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and healing. They watched the stars move steadily across the night sky. Their observations shaped early calendars and influenced future civilizations. Doctors used herbs, minerals, and gentle treatments that laid the foundation for centuries of medical knowledge. Belief in the afterlife guided much of Egyptian culture. Tombs were filled not with fear but with comfort, food, tools, clothing, art. Everything a person might need in the next world. The Book of the Dead was not a dark text. It was a peaceful guide filled with gentle instructions for the soul's transition. Egypt thrived for thousands of years, but no civilization lasts forever. Over time, new cultures arrived: Persian, Greek, Roman. Egypt changed, but not abruptly. Its traditions faded slowly, gently, like the setting sun over the desert. The Nile continued its ancient rhythm. Temples remained quiet sanctuaries. Villages kept their simple routines. And the wisdom of Egypt spread far beyond its borders, influencing architecture, art, philosophy, and astronomy around the world. Even today, thousands of years later, the pyramids still rise in silence. The Sphinx watches the desert with calm patience. Temples glow beneath soft sunlight, and the stories of this ancient land, its history, its knowledge, its quiet beauty, continue to whisper across time. As you rest now, imagine the warm breeze of the desert night, the cool flow of the Nile, the distant shapes of pyramids beneath the stars. Let the calm of this ancient world settle gently inside you. Let the quiet sands of Egypt carry away the weight of your day. Allow your breath to slow. Allow your thoughts to soften. You have walked through centuries of history, along a peaceful river, through temples and golden monuments. Let these images fade gently into the background of your mind. You are safe. You are calm. You are drifting into deep, quiet rest. Good night.